Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. And my name is Monty Martin, running the campaign as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today by our good friends
Jill Denitis, playing Veosenia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger Rogue.
And Joe O'Gorman, playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battle Master.
Thank you so much for joining us once again. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, you've got a lot of catching up to do. But Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. You can check it all out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we stream the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch all of the previous episodes on YouTube.
Of course, don't forget to take a look at the links below for your favorite Dungeon Dude swag, t-shirts like Troll Killer, yes. You can take a look at them down there or hit up bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
With that, let's return to the ruins.
Drakkenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire on that woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and a kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakkenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, three unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
Welcome to Castle Draken. When last we left our heroes, they had gone from the ground levels of the castle, sneaking in through the secret passages from the steward's tower, in through the kitchens, and into the crypts and vaults of Castle Draken. Venturing deep below the foundations of the castle, into the crypt of the kings of the Von Kessel line, they found a horrifying chamber filled with the terrible delirium dredged fluids and haunted by a terrible monster indeed. But there, fused into one of the pillars of Drakkenheim itself, they found Johan Eisner, the former steward and Veo's father. After an emotional reunion where Johan revealed that there is some entity in the throne room that he is wrestling with for control of the power of the castle, our heroes ventured from the very depths of the castle, having avoided fighting that terrible monster, all the way up the grand stair to the top level of the castle keep itself, where the royal apartments are. There, they encountered another demonic statue, but this time of a demon that they had not spoken to before. With dark words, the demon said, "Run, I take pleasure in the hunt." And the doors around you, you're in the topmost great hall. So this hallway, Veo, is mirrored on every single one of the 5 levels of Castle Draken, and they are all connected by the tower stair, which is the grand tower, which actually stretches up half again as high as the top level of the castle itself. And so this long hallway, which stretches the whole length of the castle, opposite you basically is, to the south is a balcony which overlooks the main courtyard, but in front of this balcony is the statue of this horned and muscular demon. Arrayed around it, piles of corpses and bones. Behind you to the north, the tower stair continues up to the very top spires of Castle Draken, with the secondary staircase tower going up right beside it. And then to the west are a set of double doors that, from what you recall, these doors lead out onto the balconies overlooking the throne room. And opposite you as well are a set of 5 sets of doors. 4 sets of doors. I can count. My own notes. That lead into the royal apartments themselves. The doors are all shuddering and threaten to burst open.
Every single door.
Yes.
I actually had a crazy idea.
Call his bluff.
We hide behind the Orcus statue. And
It's not Orcus.
Or new demon. I'm losing track of all the demons.
Did we find out his name?
I move behind him. We all move behind him, and I move him with the telekinesis ring. And then you guys mimic his voice and make like flares and stuff come out. And then that way, whatever comes out, we just tell it what to do.
I mean,
You don't have too much time to decide.
okay, we're going with that plan.
let's do it.
Yep.
Okay. You
Plan
run
A first.
towards the statue
It's a good plan. Good plan.
as the doors burst open.
Put us behind him.
From behind the doors come a sea of bags of flesh. These creatures, monstrous does not even be able to describe the appearance of these creatures. Vaguely humanoid in shape. They are hunched over, some of them with their heads. They have no necks, their heads almost coming out of their body. In fact, one of them appears to just be a head with legs coming out of it. One, its leg is thick and knobbly. The other is almost completely wasted away and bony and almost nothing. All of them are bursting forward with boils and sores, cancerous looking tumors, vestigial limbs and tentacles. This tentacle comes out from where its mouth should be, and then it ends in another mouth that is chomping. These fleshy tentacles are just coming all up out of its back, and they're in fact bursting with pus, blood, and other bodily fluids as they basically, the best way to describe how they move, they're almost trundling forward like a sea of roiling flesh as the doors burst open around you.
All right,
Roll for
Pluto.
initiative.
Oh goodness. Okay.
All part of the plan.
Are we doing the plan? We're doing it.
I guess.
Did they see us, or are we? Ugh.
What'd you get? Not good.
No.
A sea of flesh.
Wow.
Not even the weirdest thing we've seen.
I mean, I agree.
Like this is like
This whole castle's been a weird. It's been a weird day.
What do we got?
12.
12 for Veo.
7.
7 for Sebastian.
11.
It's one of those nights, eh?
Okay, so even though these things have basically no initiative bonus, they all beat you.
Oh.
But they don't know where we are.
Yeah, the sea is going
I mean,
is chaotic.
I don't know.
The three of you now can all make stealth checks.
My favorite.
Oh, hold on. How long does Pass Without Trace last for?
I'm gonna say that it's over now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Unless it lasts for an hour.
An hour, yeah.
It does? Okay,
Yeah.
then sure, it's still in effect.
Guys, we still have Pass Without Trace.
If it was 10 minutes, I would say no, but if it's an hour, then yes.
So we get
So you
the
have a plus
okay,
10.
All right.
Yeah.
What do we got?
26.
23.
19.
Okay.
It's not bad.
So as the doors burst open, the three of you hide quickly behind the statue of this demon as all of these meaty bags of pink and charred and bruised flesh come out into the hallways and begin gurgling and vomiting and making these bodily noises, guttural and deep. As they do so, you hear more chittering noises, laughing, both childlike giggling and low, malicious laughter, and this giddy glee echoing down the hallways. The creatures fan out down the halls, and some of them smell, some of them lick the floor, tasting around for where their prey has gone. What will you do?
Okay, you guys ready? Can we all say what we want to do, or do you want us to go in initiative order?
You are all three together in initiative order, so what would you like to do?
Okay.
So you're gonna
I want to move the statue slowly forward.
using your telekinesis. Ring?
Using the telekinesis ring.
Okay.
I'm going to try to minor illusion its voice.
Okay, let us double check.
I can move up to 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
Can you do sparks or something?
Or do you want me to ready to an action to murder these guys if they see through it?
Okay. So you start to move the statue with
I'll do that.
telekinesis?
Yeah, and then
After them, they've gone down the stairs.
Okay. And
nailed it.
I've readied my longbow just in case.
and you're going to move the statue with telekinesis. Okay, Sebastian, you can make a deception check.
Get him.
Get him.
21.
Okay, the creatures turn, and none of them seem to be capable of speaking. And they look up at you. What language are you speaking as you say that?
Just wait.
Undercommon.
They look up with this strange, with a complete, almost lack of confusion. They don't understand the words that you said.
All right, it was worth a shot.
They can. Some of them begin meandering towards the stairs, as
Can you make it no? I guess.
Oh no. Oh no.
I could try yelling.
as they do, descending down from the stairs and up from the stairs come a horde of strange-looking demonic creatures. Most of them are about 4 to 5 feet tall, and they're bounding almost down the stairs on all fours. They have these large bat-like ears, and they seem to be covered in fur. It's hard to tell if they are ape-like or canine or bovine, almost a combination of all three, but they kind of have this splayed open bat-like face. They bound down the stairs, some of them also, like the others, having these tumors on their backs or a vestigial tentacle on the side of their face. And they come down the stairs and they begin sniffing around as well.
Do we try again? Try a different language. I know 3.
And I mentally I'm like, Pluto, can you translate in what is it? What languages do you know?
Do you know Abyssal?
Yeah, can I teach him?
Just telepathically say sounds into my head, and I'll start.
Can I give him something to mimic in Infernal? Can I teach him how to say they went down the stairs? Just repeat after me.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, Sebastian, you can make it. You can repeat that, but you're gonna make the deception check with disadvantage.
You know what? They can tell that you're one from the 3rd ring of evil, but you know what? You can sell it.
I get a 10.
A 10. As you do, you hear this bellowing laughter coming from the statue itself.
We should have smashed him.
And it says in the abyssal tongue, but in a way that resonates in your mind that you can understand, it says, "This way, my children, come and feast." And with the wet snapping, almost like their necks are going to break, they all turn towards the statue and begin moving towards it.
Can I use my ready action to fire at them?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Go, Veo, go.
I use my longbow. 13?
That's a hit.
I want to hit the one that's closest to us on the left.
I messed up a few of the words, I think.
Yeah, you know what? It takes
31
years
damage.
to be able to speak
Okay.
Infernal.
As your arrow pops into it, it falls over to the ground and it almost begins bursting and it explodes as it vents gas from every orifice in its body. And none of you are close enough, but this disgusting green gas extends out from it and all around it. It is destroyed though.
Hooray! Boop. We only have to kill the rest of the sea.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
I got it.
Veo, I'm going to let you have your full turn. Is there anything
okay.
else that you'd like to do now?
Like, just continue with my
Yeah.
first turn? Okay. I'm going to continue shooting at them. Whoop. Another 13.
Also a hit.
18 damage.
With a loud pop, the arrow collides with one of the boils on its body, but it's still standing.
Oh, take my last shot. 12.
That is still a hit.
21 damage. Same one.
With kind of this, as it, from the punctured wound where the second bolt lies, this stream of pus and vile organs spew forth onto the ground, almost like a zit or a pimple had been popped and all the organs came out with it.
I gag a little bit as I see this, and I say, guys, I'm going to grab a different vantage point, and I start to make my way. So we're on a ledge, right? That goes outside.
Yeah.
The window beside, is it open?
The window, so behind you are a set of French doors that lead out onto a balcony.
Okay.
You can open these doors and look out into the courtyard.
Yeah, if I could go through them. And when I look to the right, I see a window.
Okay. You step out into the courtyard of Castle Draken. And you see
Cool.
soaring overhead in the courtyard is the bronze dragon.
Oh, I come back in.
Closing the
And-
French doors.
And in through the rest of the courtyard. But on the ground as well, you can see, as you looked outside, sleeping in the middle of the courtyard was this gigantic minotaur, probably about 30 feet tall. It was laying down on the ground outside, sleeping.
Don't go out that way.
Oh, is it just cold outside or what? Bad weather? Or?
Bit nippy.
Now, from where you were outside, you could probably leap over to the next balcony, but there's also the doors that lead into the room beside you there as well.
Okay. I'll hold off for now because I don't want to bring any more attention to her window.
You're slow.
I'm just like, I'm gonna get a vantage point. Nope. That is my turn.
Okay. Pluto, what do you want to do?
How close are they? Are they moving towards us?
They are.
They know we're here.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Can I? It says I can move the statue 30 feet.
Okay.
In one action. Can I launch it forward into the sea of everything?
If you want to expend the energy of the spell to do so, yes.
Like for my action?
Yes.
Like I want to just like
Yeah.
launch it, just slide it into everything.
Yes.
I do that. So I
So it
point
goes
the ring
30 feet forward.
and I use the Schwartz and I just launch it forward.
I'm going to say that you launch it forward as high as it can, and essentially it topples over and breaks and shatters.
Yes.
Take that.
How many
Orcus's
are
brother.
in the 10-foot radius around it?
3.
3. I'm going to give them all dexterity saving throws, which they spectacularly fail. And they each take 6d6 points of bludgeoning damage. Roll it.
Woo!
Ooh, do you need D6s?
Here's 3. Here's
One more.
Here.
Gracias. Oh, it's so weak.
That's so many ones. That's so many-
13. 13 damage.
So they survive?
Oh no, they're still coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, it didn't do anything.
At
Yeah,
least you shut the
statue
up.
lands in the middle of the hallway and lands right on top of some of them.
I just picture them
then they,
enveloping
like-
it.
But they're kind of squishy and they don't really have bones, so they kind of slither out from underneath it.
Save us, Orcus. Your brother's a jerk.
Okay, Sebastian, it's your turn.
Now that the statue that I was cowering behind has been launched away, and I just
I'm gonna
see
stand
this
forward. I get in front
sea
of you
of
guys
flesh.
both. I'm in front of you both.
I pull out the staff of power as it starts to crackle with energy, and I hurl a fireball.
Wild magic surge, please.
Yay!
Oh wait, what?
Because we're in Castle Draken, are we still doing
Yep.
2?
Potted plant.
All right, we get
Potted
I'm gonna 97.
You've got that before,
I
didn't you?
think so. What's a crit on this one?
100.
It turns out to be. I always count it as 0.
Okay.
Oh.
So then that's 20.
Yeah.
97 or 20?
Is it? Or 2?
Well, because he got 2 on the.
Oh, no,
Got
that
2,
makes
0,
sense. Yeah.
1, and then
Okay.
That makes sense.
So 97 is you are surrounded by faint ethereal music for the next minute, and 20 is you cast the grease spell on yourself. So grease them up.
All right. So as I hurl this fireball into the midst of all these demons, I look gross.
All 3 of you have to make dexterity saving
Oh
throws to
yeah.
fall
Oh
prone.
no.
Yep.
Or fall prone.
Including me?
Yeah.
15.
15. This is against Sebastian's spell save DC.
What's your spell?
Oops, sorry guys.
What is it?
It's 17.
Oh.
I passed.
Oh, I got an 18.
So Veo,
Oh,
Veo,
you cover her in grease.
grease just like explodes out of me, and I slick my hair back and look over, and Veo's just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, how many ones did you get in your fireball?
1, 2, 3, 4 of the fleshy dudes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the dogs.
Yeah, I think those dogs are
Okay.
cooking.
So you got 4 fleshy boys.
Yeah.
All the fleshy boys fail. And the dogs...
Are they out of it or in it?
2 of the dogs... Two of the... They're wretches and dretches. So two
The
of the
two
wretches,
far ones
the
can-
2 far ones succeed,
Wretches
and the others, all the others fail.
And it's 10d6, right?
Yes.
Got them all.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I took your
So
dice.
as this spurt of grease flies out of the staff of power and knocks Veo to her feet,
It comes at the other
a
end.
fireball a fireball erupts in the middle of the hallway, sending
I'm going to use my meta magic to...
scorching energy across these creatures.
3 rolls on them, boys.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Take it.
$42 damage.
Nice.
Ba-boom.
Amazing.
Okay, so these creatures are all resistant to fire damage, but it's a not enough to save them, except for the 2 that are just outside the edge of the fireball. So they are all annihilated by the fireball,
Wow.
Well done.
leaving only ash and a faint smell of cooked meat in the air.
There's still one squishy boy right here.
Oh, he
Yeah.
wasn't in the fireball?
No.
Yeah, he
Okay.
was close to the,
Okay.
I missed the guy closest to us and
Get
killed the
that
rest of
squishy
them.
boy.
which is great.
Alrighty. So we go to the top of the round with our foes. Okay. They launch themselves forward with the single-minded ferocity that only a demonic horde can have. With no regard for their self-preservation whatsoever. Throwing themselves forward.
How far?
He comes right up to you.
Hello.
And as they do so, another creature.
Oh. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, this got scarier.
What?
A few others.
All right. Some more enemies.
From up the stairs comes a hulking, crimson-skinned monstrosity. It has 4 arms, 2 of which are these small vestigial limbs that are what do we call this? Doing the
Yeah.
yes,
Excellent.
they're just kind of holding the tips of their fingers together and pacing somewhat.
Ugh.
And then it has these on the top of its body, almost coming out of where its shoulder blades would be, are these massive muscular arms that end in crab-like pincers.
Pluto, do this.
Its face is this elongated visage combining the worst features of a pig and a dog.
Oh.
And it walks forward on limbs that looks like it skipped leg day.
Never skip leg day.
Never skip
And it
leg
has
day.
this pot belly in front of it. Coming up beside it are these 3 smaller creatures with blue and black fur. All of them have goat-like faces with long horns. And their faces, and instead of flesh on their faces, it's just raw bone. But there's something moving on top of the bone, and you can see that there's this mass of maggots that are eating away the flesh of its face.
I'm not okay
And all
with
of these insects are coming out of its mouth, and flies are flying in through all the wounds and sores on their bodies. They bound forward, and as they do so, surrounding this whole group of creatures, reaching up and all down the halls, are hundreds of flies.
I mean, good protein.
Are we cornered?
I mean, there's a balcony behind us, so I think that if worse comes to worse, we have an escape plan.
No balcony. Don't go to the balcony.
Why not the balcony?
There's a big minotaur, big scary dragons
What?
in the sky.
I got us in here. I can get us out of here.
Okay.
But let's try.
okay.
Let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do.
As the large crimson-skinned beast comes forward, its fingers begin to of its smaller hand, runes appear around them as it incants a spell, and it begins saying words in abyssal, and it casts confusion on the 3 of you.
Counterspell.
Okay, you counterspell it.
Do it.
You're using a 3rd level slot?
Yeah.
Okay, roll it.
Is it a D20?
Yep.
Save us all,
what do I add to that?
Your charisma modifier.
When he starts waving his hands, I just look at Sebastian.
Yep.
Help!
Oh. This is my charisma modifier. That's a 20.
Okay, you counterspell him successfully.
So I throw my staff up and I shoot runes out that block his runes, and they collide and now they're
Okay.
gone, and I'm good.
Magic's so cool.
Okay. The other 3 smaller creatures, as they come forward, they lash their tails, which end in sharp bone spur-like barbs. Veo, it is your turn.
Oh god.
I take out my bow, and as a bonus action, I cast Zephyr Strike. And I'm aiming for the big, scary red guy.
Did you stand back up in my grease?
Oh, yeah, I guess I have to stand up. I stand up in the grease.
Okay.
Get my foot in.
Cost half your speed.
That's okay.
Sorry about that. I need a shower.
Ooh, good thing.
We have to get out of the grease. Every time we have to make the save.
23 to hit.
What weapon are you shooting with?
Longbow.
Okay. That is a hit. Woo!
That one and that one. Okay. $33 damage.
Nice.
Wow. Yay, Zephyr Strike. Okay, I take my second shot
End it, Veo.
at him. 18 to hit?
Also
no,
a hit.
19 to hit.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop, whoop. 21 damage.
It continues forward unabated by your shots.
Was that the big guy?
We're having lobster for dinner.
Pluto, you're up.
I want to bring Ignatius down on this wretched thing.
Yeah.
Is it what? Is it legs? Is it the top or the bottom half? Which one is this one?
It looks like its top is its bottom, and its bottom is its top, and its inside is its outside.
I completely miss trying to judge. I'm like, I don't know what to hit, and so I swing wildly.
Okay.
I'm not sure where like the vital parts are, so you just
It's so confusing. I take a moment. 17.
Very solid hit.
I want to try not to kill it.
Okay.
And I did that successfully with rolling 3 ones. So I get 12 damage.
Okay, it is. This one was one of the ones though that was crushed earlier by you throwing it at it, so it is destroyed.
Okay, and I
But-
want to make a strength save.
Okay. It gets a 6.
So I want to use one of my maneuvers to like stab it, and right before it dies, I want to kick it 15 feet away with my pushing attack.
Okay, I'll allow that. So as you kick it back, it bursts into the cloud of gas.
Get away! And then I'm just gonna stand. I'm gonna just go 10 feet ahead and stand in front of my friends.
Cool. Sounds good. Sebastian, you're up.
I'm sending this lobster man back to where he came from. Sebastian's eyes go black, and you hear the howl of a hound as out of a portal from the abyss, a hound jumps and attacks the back of this dude.
Cool.
And then I cast Mental Prison on him.
Interesting play.
He has disadvantage on his...
Which cancels his magic resistance.
Okay, fair enough.
Uh-oh.
He gets a 20.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. That
You
really
go-
sucks to lose mental prison in that way.
I am wounded.
Does it do anything even when they succeed? I think it does a ton of damage when they...
On a failed save, the target takes 5d10 physical damage, and you make the area immediately around the targets, etc., etc. If the target is...
On a successful save, it still takes 5d10 psychic damage.
Okay.
Yep.
Have.
Yep. Yeah.
Roll with it.
So you still get some change back.
Yeah, this wasn't a wasted spell. Wait, 5d10. 10. Once again, I'm going to use a sorcery point to reroll 3 of those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
reroll.
better.
It's better.
Good reroll.
So that's 39 damage.
Wow. The mental anguish of even the idea of being mentally imprisoned ravages its mind. Actually, not terrible that it's still... doing that much damage on a failed save is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Not as
Take
good
it.
as actually failing, but, you know, you take your licks where you can get them.
And Reaper's gonna bite him.
Okay.
Get him, Reaper.
Get him! I got a 7.
Okay, Reaper does not bite him.
Reaper is gnawing on his exoskeletal arm.
He probably knows him.
Yeah, they're old pals.
Like,
He's having a hard time.
Reaper grabbed like a bone near him.
Yeah. Reaper, stop!
Anything else, Sebastian?
No, I'm gonna stand with my staff out, trying to look as tough as possible. I'll walk 5 feet up to look cool.
Okay.
The LC factor.
Great. The demons.
Oh, here they come.
Hello, demons.
found me.
I brace myself.
They have to leap over the statue.
Yay.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, they're just gonna double move and envelop you as best they can. They run, they run, they run. They're all dashing.
Oh no.
Does Reaper get an opportunity attack?
Get him, get him, get him, get him.
Get him, Reaper.
13.
That is not a hit.
Oh.
They walk forward, and as they do, the flies thicken as the goat-like demons continue, and you all feel this rotting presence as the flies begin flying over top of each of you and biting you. They're like massive black flies, but as they each come in to bite you, they burst into necrotic energy. The large pincer-like one, as it steps forward, it looks at Veo and Sebastian, and it utters a single word of abyssal. A horrific truth of the universe rings out in your mind, Veo, as you are hit with power word stun.
Oh. This is not pain.
Can I counter it?
You can attempt to do so.
Please.
What are you gonna cast it as?
Third. I'm low on most higher stuff right now, and I want to save those for...
Ooh! Oh!
21.
That is a successful counterspell.
Yay!
So again, as he starts to utter the words, I hold out the staff, and my own little purple runes appear, and they absorb the magic as it comes
Nice.
towards Vale.
Cool, cool.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, Sebastian.
Veo, it is your turn.
Wink.
And I just say, you know what? I'm really tired of this lobster speaking. And I take my ring of spell storing and I cast silence on him. Boom.
Bam.
No more verbal components.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
think... Is there a saving throw for it? I don't think there is.
I believe it's just an area.
Yeah. That will end your...
Passive trace.
Yeah.
And my
yeah, you choose
my
a
Zephyr Strike
you
was
choose a
already-
point, not a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the spot that he's
Standing on?
Yeah.
Okay. Super. Anything else?
Sebastian, you got this?
I
Which part?
move back
The little ones?
against the door. Like not through the balcony
I
door,
can.
but as far back as I can.
Okay. Pluto, you're up.
I'm going to Misty Step to Demon Dude.
Nice.
And then I yell Ignatius, but no one can hear me. And you just see me mouthing like and screaming a bunch of infernal slurs. Getting a 17.
That is a hit.
Oh god, I had to use a battle maneuver. Okay, so he's gonna take, but it was a good one.
You appear before him and beside the statue, and with a quick adjustment, cut deeply into his pot belly.
28 damage.
Nice. He's still not destroyed by that.
Excuse you, and I'm gonna hit him again for another 17 to hit.
Also a hit.
For 17 damage, and I want him to make a strength save.
He gets a 20. Oh, sorry, not a 28. A 18.
Oh, that's the saves, but he still takes 8 damage.
And Veo, and I need Constitution saving throws from all of you, because you are all in the aura of the flies.
Oh, Constitution.
6.
6.
29.
29. Okay, so Veo, you take 10 points of necrotic damage, but the rest of you don't take any.
I got a 7.
You got a 7 on your con save?
Yeah.
Okay, you also take 10 points of necrotic damage.
It hurts. I'm so focused on murdering.
Okay, did your third attack hit?
I
you
haven't rolled
resolved
it yet.
Okay.
He took another 8 damage from the maneuver, and I'm just gonna try to end it. Die, demon thing. I get a 30 for 18 damage.
You teleport behind him and with 3 quick strokes bisect him into 3 sections. And the 3 parts of him collapse to the ground. But you can't even say nothing personal, kid.
and I say, and you see me, and I coyly go.
I say, save the meat. We'll have a barbecue later.
And then I'm gonna run back towards behind these demon things. So I start charging behind them.
Oh, now what am I going to do?
Oh,
As you look for the meat, you can
I'll be
see
fine.
all of the demons as they're slain, their bodies putrefy and turn into that black muck. And it drains out and kind of flows into the cracks of the building.
Oh.
like Sten.
Sebastian, you're up. Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead with what I was going to do.
Do your thing. I hold up my shield. I know what's happening, so I like tuck behind my shield a little bit. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Pluto, what's your wisdom like?
Just trust. I'm super wise.
What are you gonna do, Sebastian?
So as Pluto starts running back, I'm lifting in the air and my eyes are turning black, and all of these snakes spiral out of me, these black shadowy snakes, and I cast Hypnotic Pattern out from here onto all of these guys.
Okay.
I hope that they can be hypnotized. That's the word.
Hypnotized.
Okay. The goat ones seem completely unfazed by it. But
Can I yell before I do it? Can I yell for Pluto to close his eyes, or is it too late?
it is too late.
Okay, Pluto, sorry. You ran into it.
I ran right
also,
into
he's
it.
in the zone of silence, so he can't quite hear you. So how many other creatures do I have in that area?
4.
5.
And they also all have to make wisdom saving throws with their lovely -1s.
Yes.
So they all fail.
Yay.
Woo! 21, baby.
You're good.
So
I knew it was
wise.
coming.
So wise.
Okay.
I got real.
I'm so happy.
So the
that
goats
this-
are fine though, right?
The goats are immune to being charmed.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the rest of them are hypnotized as I lower back down to the ground and make eye contact with the goat guys and go, oh no.
They just keep coming. You're
The
like,
3 goats all leap forward to attack Sebastian.
I did not see this coming.
I'm gonna take a swing at one of them.
Lashing out with their barbed tails.
I crit one of them.
Okay. I get a 15 to hit Sebastian, and a 17 to hit Sebastian, and a 21 to hit Sebastian.
One of them hits because I cast shield.
But I crit one so it can't move anymore.
Okay, I will roll a d3 and see if, and on a 5 or 6, it's the one that actually hit. It is not the one that actually hit.
Oh, okay. Still
Okay.
take it.
Sebastian, so you take 12 points of piercing damage from the barbed tail, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you, sir.
Oh no, the hypnosis.
17.
You succeed, and a concentration check.
Concentration check?
Yeah.
Well, that dice is gone.
It's not coming back.
29.
Both succeed. Okay.
Nice.
You are not diseased.
Okay.
Or broken concentration. Alrighty. Veo, over to you.
All right. I see the goats, and I take my longbow and I aim.
Shooting over my shoulder.
As the three of them, they don't even use their arms or limbs to attack. They just swipe at Sebastian with these barb-like tails that rake into his face that he can barely defend with the shield.
14.
A hit.
Nice.
And then sneak attack because Sebastian is right beside them.
You're welcome.
I get
I'm distracting them.
With your body. Woo, do your fan dance.
all right.
That's it? Give me a little more.
All right.
Nice.
37 damage.
Whoa.
Nice.
That rips its face off and it collapses to the ground.
Oh, thank you.
You do need to take a Constitution saving throw, though, to avoid the necrotic damage.
10.
You take another 10 necrotic damage.
Is it considered
Hey.
an attack?
No, it's their aura of flies that are flying out of their bodies.
One of these days, I'm going to
Yeah.
use my
That are
uncanny
biting you
dodge
and
on something.
exploding. Yeah.
One of these days.
And then my second attack. Yep. Yep. 25.
Also a hit.
Yep. 24 damage.
It survives that hit, though.
Ooh.
And
It is
biter.
bloodied by it, though.
How much damage did you do with your crit?
42.
that's it. That's me.
Does that kill the one that he crit?
Oh, no, it's the one in front of you.
No, but then also we never established what the
Oh,
crit-
the one that they're both bloodied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm coming after it.
Okay,
I'm
it
coming,
is your turn.
I'm coming, Sebastian. Yeah, so the one in front of me, it's pretty bloodied.
Both the remaining ones are bloodied. Yeah.
I get a 23 to hit for 19 damage.
What happened?
So I get it. I catch it in the leg when it tries to run at Sebastian, and then I'm just gonna pull up the sword and just slice it in half, like
Ugh.
the horizontal side, and then I'm just gonna start. These ones are all hypnotized around me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna jump over them and go after the one right beside Sebastian, and I get a 19 for 22 damage,
Swiftly behead it.
and then.
Head melts on the ground.
And then you
the
can,
liquids
as I jump out of the zone of silence, you hear me like mid, like, the die thing. And I'm just yelling infernal profanities, and I get a 16 against this thing.
Yep.
For
This thing, just whatever's around you.
Yeah. It is
for 22 damage.
It is destroyed.
And then I'm just swinging Ignatius wildly at everything that moves.
With the remainder hypnotized, you're able to finish them off.
Yes.
The halls go silent for a moment. The statue toppled on the ground, and the fluid remains of the demons slithering away down the cracks
Get some quick.
and the arteries of the halls, several of them pooling around the doorway to the throne room. Whereas as the silent spell ends and the sound comes back in the full room, you can hear this high-pitched ringing noise. The sound of jingling crystals and what sounds like someone retching coming from the throne room.
Ugh.
Guys, think we need to go see what's in there.
I think we do too. That's literally been our mission, was to scout this castle and find out what's in the throne room. The good news is all of that stuff is hopefully gone now for next time we come back, unless they just create more.
Because of the goo?
Yeah, the goo.
I don't know how magic works, but the goo kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah. At least we know we can handle it.
I'm gonna... Veo, do you want to check it out? I don't want to clunk in there. And,
Do you want me to sneak in?
like, do you want to just take a quick peek? Or you could send Crowley or...
Oh, Curly would be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we can open the doors, I can send Crowley in.
The
Okay.
doors are open.
Oh.
Is
Because of the
there-
flood.
If I like walk over and kind of peek through, can I see, like, is the throne room open?
There is a small hallway after these double doors where a pair of attendants would have once stood and guards, and then another set of doors which are broken away that lead out onto the balconies. The floor here is covered in ropey tendrils of flesh.
I go back and I'm like, all right, Pluto, just make sure that I'm okay. And then my eyes go, like, roll back in my head, and I kind of, like, slink over to the ground, and Crowley soars
Okay.
I'm on guard.
into the room and perches on the corner.
Limping around in the balcony of this room are more of these mutated creatures. You can see some of them still have bits of clothing on them, what look like the remains of courtiers' outfits, bits of jewelry and rings. This was once the grand throne room of Castle Draken, a two-story, a two-tiered room, almost 60 feet in height. There is a grand vaulted ceiling which matches up with the roof of Castle Draken itself, and the large semicircular balcony with battlement-style railings from which people could look down on the king. Below you is the massive hallway that the great murals, paintings, golden mirrors, and all the artwork of the vaulted ceilings here is covered over by masses of writhing flesh and sores. And coming up from the pillars that hold up this grand chamber jut forth massive crystals of delirium. As Crowley's vision looks up from the down in the throne room itself, the main audience hall has a massive platform of shaved delirium. So it's like pieces of delirium have been cut in half and formed into a platform, upon which is this rune-encrusted assemblage of bones and flesh that form a pentagram. Leading up to the steps to the throne continues this amalgamation of flesh, bone, and chains. Chains which reach up from the ground and wrap around the crystals of delirium, almost like anchors. And as your vision tracks up the throne, you can see splayed out across the steps and reaching up are these chains which hold in the pincers of the chain, floating in the air. Chained to a piece of delirium are several organs: a heart, a brain, lungs, a liver, a kidney, and a rib cage, bones, and strands of flesh. And dangling from the one that is just a brain is the jeweled crown of Westamar. On the throne, you can't even see the throne. There's just this mass of tumors and tentacles, 30 feet in width, bloated with layers of fat and flab, bursting sores, crawling with flies, and mucus, blood, bile, and that black fluid leaking out of it. There is a massive maw, some 5 feet wide, filled with teeth. And under a fold of fat, there is a distended eye kind of looking out from it. The whole mass of flesh is actually floating off the ground, suspended in the chains. And as Crowley perches onto the chamber, this aura of contamination washes over the entire chamber, and it singes Crowley's feathers, and you have the sense that if he came even any closer than 30 feet, he could melt just by the raw presence of corruption that fills this chamber. The creature before you is muttering, speaking in tongues and in abyssal, and as it does so, pieces of flesh spew from it and turn into the creatures that were meandering throughout the chamber and walk out through the doors below.
What? Oh man. We found the king.
So I relay most of that information back to you as best I can. It's mostly just me being like, it's not good. It's like the king, there's a crown, and there's a king here. He's everywhere. He's the throne. There's the chains. Guys, it's not good. It's really not good. Crowley, get back here.
Sounds like the king we once knew is no more.
So Crowley comes back and perches on my shoulder, and I come back to. I have a plan.
Listening.
Around that throne room. Now, okay, my plan could be horribly flawed. So I'll tell you the plan, and then I'll tell you the possible flaw.
Okay.
Plan. Around that throne room are several large chunks of delirium. We know that blowing up chunks of delirium can cause mayhem to creatures in the area. The thing I don't know is whether this thing is strengthened by delirium. That being said, so was Oscar, but that much delirium at one time kind of messed him up. There are a few of these wretches up on the balcony, and Crowley got a little singed when he went near the edge of the balcony, but I'm thinking as long as we stay up on that balcony, we could kill 3 wretches.
Is it because Crowley
however many.
is he? We had the aqua delirium though. Do you think that will make a difference?
The aqua delirium or the aqua...
Or sorry, aqua exposure.
It might.
What do we know about the ritual? I'm gonna contact Ulrich. What do we know about the do we need the throne? Because if we need to clear the throne, there's something in the way.
Eldrick replies and says, in order to use the power of the castle, we need the crown, the throne, and the seals.
Okay, well,
The crown.
We found it.
we found the crown and the throne. I wish that I could show you. Is there any way that you can look through my eyes? I don't know how much.
But you can describe what you saw.
All right. Let me tell you, let me paint you a word picture.
He's getting better. He's getting better at telling the story.
All right. Eldrick,
It was this big.
Imagine a throne room, but imagine it made of flesh with chains holding up body parts, and there's a brain, and it has a crown on it, and there's a big maw spitting out demons.
A lot of
and-
inside parts are outside right now.
Yeah, picture the largest human amount of flesh you've ever seen, and then turn it inside out and make it even scarier. What do you suggest?
Is there a pentagram in the room?
Yes.
I'm nodding, but like you can't see me.
Yeah, we
Veo nods.
Creature
probably.
is a legendary being. A creature formed only around a place where where there is a rift between worlds. It is a conduit by which beings from realms of chaos untold can enter our world. It is quite literally a cancer, a planar cancer that infects our world.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to like the answer. Do you foresee this as we need to deal with this before we bring everybody in, or is this we can all together deal with it at once?
The three of you are strong of body, will, and mind. This being that you approach could break you, and you could become a slavering monstrosity in minutes, being even exposed to it. It must be destroyed, but the cost could be very high. It could turn any of you into an idiot, a slathering beast, a monster. It is literally a cancerous womb upon which demons are birthed.
My father has been fighting this thing for 15 years on his own. Guys, we can take it.
Any tips, Eldrick, for how to survive this one if you're about to send us into what could be our death?
We could maybe
Do you have
regroup.
your greatest spells and defenses prepared?
I used them all to get here.
Can I be completely honest with you, Sebastian?
Yes.
If you do not have your greatest tools at your disposal, you may not survive.
So rest first.
Guys, I think...
We build a tiny hut.
No, I think we can take this. But I think maybe it's time to go back to Ackerman Mill.
And tell them what we've discovered.
Yes, I think we've cleared a way to the throne room. We might have to come back here and deal with this before we do the final push, but
We'll
I
need
mean,
everyone's help.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I also want to say goodbye to my family before I
Walk into your demise.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, that.
We were all thinking it, and you thought it too. Can read your thoughts.
Because, I don't know, guys, this is it, and we got to do what has to be done.
We have to take this on, but I agree. We need to be at our best.
I think I could use a little sleep.
Maybe one more sleep.
If we're at the Stewart's Tower, is that above the haze or is it in the haze?
You cannot rest. You
Anywhere.
cannot take a long rest anywhere within Castle Draken because of
right.
the effects of the haze.
We have to get out of here.
Okay.
Maybe pick up some more Expergio.
Eldrick, we're coming home, and we'll brief you on everything we've discovered.
Very well. You've seen the depths and the heights of Castle Draken. I hope that you just have the strength to make it back.
I can do that. I guarantee it. That's
You guys
a
even
promise.
looked out that window?
Yeah. Oh, what?
Guys.
Why? What's? I don't understand. It's just French doors.
Guys, I can outfly a dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know, sure. What's the worst that could
No,
happen?
not. Stop saying that. That was you went from super confident to I don't know, and then what's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen is what I say when I am trying to pump myself up to imagine that I'll do better than die. I have survived this long with my horrible mistakes. I'm going to get us out of here.
Okay.
Now, based on what I know, if we went back to the bottom of the Stewart's Tower, is there a way out from there, or does that secret passage just connect to it?
So you know the passageway that leads back to the steward's tower, and from the steward's tower you could exit. Yes, like the steward's tower has an exit on the ground level that leads into the courtyard. And then from the court, like normally you would just walk out the courtyard, walk out the gates, and walk out the gates again. But there's a dragon and a giant minotaur that live in the courtyard.
Well, I say we walk out onto that balcony. I turn into a giant eagle. And we fly. The dragon is a construct. We have potentially
We have badges.
a chance of controlling it.
Is it looking for us?
Probably, but
Just peek outside. Just one more peek. Just take a peek.
you know what? Okay. And
Okay.
my eyes roll back again, and Crowley flies out onto the balcony.
I
look.
do like what you would do to like let like an animal out. Like I just open the door a little bit and then close it right behind him.
Looking out with Crowley onto the courtyard, you don't see the dragon flying around anymore until you look back, and it's perching back on top of the tower stair.
like the tallest tower.
Yes.
So it's far away.
No, it's literally on the tower that's connected to the building that you're in.
Yeah, but that's like 100 feet, right? That gives us 100 feet.
100 feet up, so it would be able to dive.
Okay.
If we moved our way along the building to the furthest
It is immobile up there.
balcony,
I can do it.
You want to?
well-
Why don't we go from the steward's
What?
tower?
Because if we go from that's such a long walk.
because the steward's tower is further out
Yes.
compared to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to my dad's tower.
All right.
I think that should be good.
I had a lot of faith in my flying ability.
Is there any other dragons perched up, or are they all perched where they
They've
were
all
before?
returned to their perch.
Steward's tower.
Okay,
go
but
back to my
guys,
house.
we need to remember, because when we fly in here, we should try to get to either this balcony or maybe one of the balconies on this level. When we come back.
Yeah.
I don't want to. What
But if the dragons wake up, we'd be closer to the dragons, whereas the steward's tower, we can at least go down.
Once we have the throne, those dragons are our friends. So we can just manipulate them now with our badges.
As long as we don't have to fight 5 of them again.
We never had to fight 5 of
I
them.
had to run away from 5.
Okay, I told you that I would get us to the throne room. And I did.
You did. It's true.
Gotta have some faith. My name's Sebastian Crow.
Now
I'm
we
a
got to
shadow
get home.
sorcerer.
Now we need to get home.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the steward's tower
yeah.
and we can do eagle fly out of there because he's
Okay.
kind of waiting. It sounds like he knows. Like I think he knows that we're in here
How would he know?
because he's a dragon.
He lost us when we, you know?
All right. I want to head
goo
back
just
through the
melted
kitchen.
into
personally.
the floor again. Like,
All right.
I don't.
Can you let Crowley back in?
He's like fluttering against the. Like, I let him in.
Flies back to my shoulder. Okay, guys, let's go.
All right. And then I start to rush towards the stairs and
Okay.
leg day.
You're heading down the stairs to the ground level, back to the stewards. Okay.
Through the wine
All of you can
cellar.
roll me a d6, please.
What's the worst that could happen?
5. So it's not.
5.
3.
Okay.
No triple ones this time.
Okay. The 3 of you head down the stairs. Are you taking the tower stairs or are you taking the smaller stair?
Vale, what's more inconspicuous?
Smaller stair.
Okay.
You take the small stairs down, which lead all the way down to the kitchens again, where the remains of your previous battle are still bleeding out. Heading through the chambers and back towards the wine cellar. As you pass by, one of the crystalline eyes opens back up and it winks back at you, Vale.
I go up to it and I kneel down and I say, "We found what we needed to. We're coming back soon to save you. Blink once if you understand."
It blinks once.
I got this. I can communicate with my dad's magical eye. All right.
You're doing great.
Yes.
You got this.
Love you, Dad. I'll be back. Blink once if you love me too.
It blinks. And you hear almost a bit of this raspy whisper down down the hall. That just it just sounds like the bluster of wind going down the hallway, but it almost sounds like your name is being said.
It suddenly got windy in here.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Nope. Just wind.
And I point to the eye again, and it's like, don't make this hard. I'm coming back for you. Don't worry. I know where you are now, and we're bringing back up. And I like stand up, and I'm like trying not to cry. I'm like, be strong, and I like very stiffly like start to move towards the door.
Did the wind just say veal?
Bayo.
He said, Deo. He said day. He said day.
Guys, don't mock my father.
No, we're just what? That we just heard.
I
some
heard
wind.
something on the wind.
As you head back out towards the wine cellar, as you are stepping in, one of the bottles of wine pops open, and the wine spills out on the floor. And it says, the words spill out, the seals. Bring to me. To me.
You want the seals.
Well, I guess we have to kill a monster in the basement first.
Darn it. Okay, we can do it. Or we could just bring him the seals.
Do we need the people with the seals though?
Oh yeah.
We need to. Okay, we'll relay that information as well and come up with a plan. Mr. Veo, we'll be back.
Wine moves around, and it says, on the wine says, no kings, no kings. And it's set and spilling around once more. That's only death. The words swirl. The crown is a curse.
What?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna throw something out there that everybody's gonna hate. What if this is the Queen of Thieves messing with us?
Oh.
What if it's not Veo's? Okay. Are there any eyeballs around?
No.
Can we go back to one of the eyeballs?
I think you should.
Just me? We're not going to go together?
Okay, we'll go together. We need confirmation. I don't trust anything but the eyeballs.
Okay, I go back to the eyeball, and I say, okay, I'm back. I didn't really leave, but I'm back. Was that your message? Blink once for yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Cool.
Thanks. Yep.
I mean,
Thanks, Mr. Eyeball Man.
there's other people who can communicate through wine, so it's not really the most secure channel.
Wine is not the most secure communication channel. It's highly unreliable.
I just don't trust anything right now because I know the Queen of Thieves wants to make a play for something, and I just thought getting us here alone with all the badges and not going for the crown could have been like a play. So
No,
sorry
that's
for
smart.
my caution,
No, it's
Smart.
okay.
but let's get the heck out of here.
Well, I go back to the wine and I say, are we still a channel 1? Yeah, on the wine?
The wine says yes.
Okay, good. I say, what curse?
The thing. You saw it. The thing.
Is from delirium, not from the crown.
The wine kind of spills around and says, no difference.
Can never be easy, can it? It can't just be like get the crown, sit in the throne, save Drakkenheim. It's
Always like a prophecy or like a demon brother.
And I go back to the wine and I say, there are people that are not going to like this. How can I convince them?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure out something. It's fine.
we have to.
Thank you for the heads up, Dad. It's nice chatting with you. It's been a while. I miss you. Okay, guys.
Does a little heart.
Oh.
Oh, I am going to save you. Don't drink
Okay.
my dad in wine.
As you head back down the passage towards the steward's to the basement of the steward's tower, and you head. Are you going to try and fly out?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go to the top of the stairs and peek at the balcony.
Okay, we'll
Very-
see if you escape after the break. And we are back from our break.
But before we jump back in, I want to give a big shout out to Tabletop Audio for always providing our ambient music. It's a great way to elevate your game at home. Check it out. It is free. Tabletopaudio.com. Using it since day one.
Of course, don't forget to take a look at the links below for our Teespring store, where you can check out all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch, or you can check out the link bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
If you're enjoying the stream and you want to support our work, don't forget to check us out on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. We also have a phenomenal Discord community, which is exclusive to our patrons, where you can come and chat with us about all things Drakkenheim, all things D&D, and really anything else that you feel like talking to us about. There's a lot of great people on there and a lot of great conversations.
With that, let us return to the ruins.
Ready.
You are in the steward's tower. How are you going to escape?
Do you guys want me to? Okay, if we can crawl out. I guess we can walk onto the balcony.
Yeah.
And I turn into a giant eagle, and we just get out of here as fast as possible.
Okay.
How big is the doorway to the balcony? Can you turn into a giant eagle here and do like a little like bird shuffle?
I am a large beast.
Bird shuffle
Or should we like jump off the ledge and have you polymorph midair?
for the cool factor?
Yeah.
Oh, they was talking my language.
If we fall, it's fine.
I mean, if you guys think it would be faster, we can literally just burst through these doors, jump.
Yeah.
I want to ride you out as a human.
I can't.
I want you to piggyback me.
I can't carry you. You are wearing a lot of armor.
What's the point? Okay, what if I carry you, and then when you turn into the eagle, Sebastian, you
Just like put your hand on my shoulder,
Yeah.
and we'll jump,
That's what I'm gonna do.
and then I'm gonna bird.
Yeah, but I was trying to elevate it. If we're already going to start
So
exploring
you,
the jumping
You
thing.
hold on around Sebastian's neck, and I'll hold on around your neck, and we'll jump. You know, like skydivers? I mean, what's skydiving?
What's
Feather falling?
skydiving?
You know, like feather fallers? That,
Feather
like,
fallers, yeah.
Yeah, you need like someone's help if they're doing it.
So what are you going to do?
We're standing outside the doors to the balcony, and it sounds like we are going to burst through the doors, jump off the balcony, and I'm going to turn into a giant eagle.
Okay.
It's so horrible.
I mean, we don't have to do it in the air, though.
I mean,
'Cause I feel like
could do it in the air.
that's just...
What if, like, somehow there's like an anti-magic field all of a sudden, or like just what? This is Castle Draken.
Listen, if there's an, I have my hook shot.
Okay, guys, you
Trust
ready?
you guys.
We're
Let's
doing
do
it. We're doing
All right,
it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
There's a crash. You leap out off the balcony as Sebastian turns into a majestic giant eagle, and the two of you land on his back. You are flying. Since you are leaping off the balcony, as if you were, and this tower is on the outer walls of the castle. If you fly north, you're just clear immediately.
Yeah.
I fly north.
Okay. All of you roll a d6.
Triple ones.
2.
3.
6.
As you run, there is a roar and bolts of lightning as the dragon on the tower flaps its wings, but does not pursue you.
We'll be back.
I turn around and I flip him the bird. See what I did there?
There it is.
Yeah.
Hey.
Shake your
With
tail
your
feather.
claw, with your claw.
My wing just kind of does like a little ha. And then I soar off
I feel like as you do that,
towards
we're like
Eckerman Mill.
I almost fall.
we veer off a little bit. All
Many
right.
banks.
I am sad that I am leaving my father still fighting in the tower.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. With that, you fly across the city and back to the Eckerman Mill.
Yes.
Should we purge on the way?
You bird purge and we regular purge
Yes.
off your back.
I'm aiming for like the rats below
Yeah.
in the city.
No, they'll just feed on it.
Oh, true.
Well, it's a gross sight, but yes, we purge on the way, and then we land at Eckerman Mill.
Okay. It is late in the evening by the time you return, and the guards on patrol welcome you back. There is immediately a flurry of activity as you return, and people want to attend to you. Who do you want to talk to, and what do you want to do?
We need to do the council again.
Yeah, we need to rest too, though.
Can we I don't know, if there's a few people I've been meaning to talk to, but maybe I should talk to them before we set out again. Maybe the council's most important first, to let everybody know what's up. And then afterwards we can break and talk to those that we need to talk to before we
Sleep.
go back to the castle after we sleep, yeah.
So sleep last. Talk to people first.
Yeah, leave first thing in the morning.
Okay. I gather my soldiers around and say, "Is Eric arrived?"
They reply and say, "We expect him in the morning."
Okay. Where's the kitchen?
There's a camp where they're making all the food.
Where's the stew? I make my way over.
Are we gathering the main people together, or should we...
Bring them to the stew.
Okay. I go to Aldrich.
Meet at the stew.
And I'm like, we're meeting in the kitchen. We're going to eat and rest, but we have some things to talk about. If you could get some people together.
Absolutely. We'll gather everyone together. It sounds like you've discovered much.
Sure have.
A lot of discoveries today. A lot of firsts.
I really need to eat my feelings right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we gather everybody around as we kind of sit there with blankets on eating stew. And we, first of all, tell them the tale of everything that went on inside the castle.
Are you telling them absolutely everything, or is there any details that you want to withhold?
Ooh. Because this is where the Queen of Thieves comes in.
Well, can we make sure there's a...
Yeah, I first, actually, before I start telling the story, I ask Eldrick, I'm like, Eldrick, this place is warded off.
It is indeed. I've been placing the wards in place every day.
And there's
ensure
been
that we're protected.
no funny business here at the camp regarding...
Beyond the worsening of Queen Lenore's condition, there has been, and what we suspect might be some people watching us from afar, nothing.
Okay. I'm going to... I'll decide this in a moment, but I'm going to tell them everything about... I mean, are you guys okay if I tell them everything about what we found in the basement? Everything except the last thing that your father said to us before we left. I think I'm open to tell them everything except what the wine told us.
Yeah. I don't know. Pluto?
Yeah, I have no... I don't know if I have any stake in it, so I think it's important that...
Okay.
Same page.
We tell everybody everything except the last bit that Veo's dad told us, and I'm going to leave that to Veo to tell what she wants to. So as I tell them about the basement, the horrifying monster, I tell them about the eyes, the minotaurs, the demon statue that isn't Orcus, the fleshy monstrosities, and the throne room and what the throne room looks like.
The dragon. There's
the
a
dragon.
The minotaur sleeping in the...
Yeah, in the courtyard. And then I tell them
You
about...
tell the tale. Many are shaking their heads. Saul Jackson crosses his arms and just like he's got his brooding, furrowed brow as he listens to the details that you describe. And you could hear a pin drop in the room as you describe the horrors that you saw in Castle Draken.
I get to the point in the story where we were just leaving and the wine happened, and then I turned to Veo and I'm like, is there any details you wish to add to this tale?
I know that going back, we need to go back one more time. I think it's too dangerous for us to go together. But I think to defeat whatever happened in the throne room, we're going to need the seals.
So, Eldrick asks, so are you asking us all to come with you?
I don't think it's safe for everyone.
Who do you want to leave behind?
I grab Pluto and I pull him back. We were told not to bring them. We were told just to bring the seals. Do you think that's a bad idea?
Yes.
I shove Pluto up and I grab Veo and I pull her back.
She's like, one moment, please.
Veo, Pluto thinks it's a bad idea that we leave them all behind. What do you think?
I don't know what to think, but my father says we need to bring the seals. He didn't say we... And just to make sure, he said not to bring...
No kings.
No kings, but he didn't say that we couldn't bring...
Reinforcements.
The people who are holding the seals.
At the same time, I mean...
While the councils were like, we just need like a huddle. We need like
Pluto,
a
distract
5-minute
them.
huddle.
We're having a conversation.
Play charades.
And I go into great detail as how I decapitated a lobster monster.
As he's describing that, me and Veo
It
are
was
having
so
a brief
big.
aside.
It had claws.
I think what my father was saying is not that we can't bring people. We need the seals, but I think George needs to stay behind.
At the same time, I think that the people that we've gathered here are some of the most important people in all of Drakkenheim, and as much as I hate to admit it, and I'll never say this out loud to any of them, they're more important than us.
And it was really red.
We're
That's true.
expendable.
We are.
If I die, there can be a new Archmage. River can take that up for Drakkenheim. If you die, we can default to Ansem or Petra being the Lord Commander. If Pluto dies, we still have George for the throne. I think us going in on a suicide mission...
I'm not against that. How are we going to get the seals? We need the seals if we're going to do this.
We need to maybe tell them the truth? I know that's not in my vocabulary usually, but I don't know. I feel like I'm over lying.
Okay.
But Veo, you're my best friend, and I'm going to trust you. Whatever you think we need to do.
And it's spoken abyssal.
People are holding on to Pluto's words as the two of you confer to the side.
Whatever you think is right, I'm going to save your father with you. Whatever it takes.
I trust that my father has the most knowledge about what needs to be done. He's not in the mood for figuring out who's going to own and rule Drakkenheim after. He just wants to save it now. And I think if he's telling us we need the seals to him, we need the seals to him.
Okay. We'll go back there and I'll let you tell them what you think is right and we'll follow your lead.
Okay.
And we step back.
As Pluto's finishing.
And then I was yelling a bunch of stuff, but I don't think anyone heard me because I said all this cool stuff. And like no one really acknowledged it, which kind of bummed me out, but it was dead anyways. And that's how I killed it.
And all of that was true.
Thanks, Veo.
I was there. I don't know what he said. Okay. So my father has been in the castle this whole time, fighting what is in the throne room. Mm-hmm. The last message he sent us before we left was that no kings should come to Drakkenheim in the castle, but we need the seals to get to him. And I think what he's been fighting all these years, he is the best authority on how we can defeat it. And if he's saying we need the seals to get to him, I think that's our next move.
Saul Jackson speaks up. So you're saying, girl, that instead of us destroying that monstrosity on the throne, clearing the way, and putting my grandson up on the throne and letting him do what must be done, investing him with the power of the seals, that you want to bring these to your father, the former steward, and what? What is he going to do next?
Sir Jackson, if you could refer to her as Lord Commander, that would be more appropriate.
Thank you, Sebastian. What I'm saying is my father said that there is no difference between the madness of delirium and the crown. Putting your grandson on the throne, from what my father, I gather what he says, is going to do more harm to him than good. More harm to Drakkenheim than good. And until we can figure out how we can restore a king to the throne, I don't want to put your grandson's life at risk, but I do know that we need to defeat what is on the throne.
I just had a thought. The Queen of Thieves wants to take the throne. If we free Veo's father, defeat the monster that's under there, and bring the seals to him, he's more knowledgeable than anybody else about what's going on in the castle. He's been there for 15 years. If what he says is true, and all that he's really been able to tell us is that the crown is a curse, and there's no difference between the delirium and the throne. The Queen of Thieves wants to make a play for the throne. If the throne and the crown are a curse, then maybe letting her make her play and taking the throne is the right move, and seeing what it does to her. Almost like a guinea pig. It's a risk.
That's a tremendous risk, says Eldrick. A tremendous risk indeed. Who knows what could happen? What you describe in that room, the contamination, the corruption, are things only spoken of in the grimmest legends. Tales of demonic encroachment, infestations from other worlds, beings of chaos and madness trying to find a foothold in our world. And the fact that this creature has entwined itself around the throne, the crown, and perhaps even what remains of the king means that whatever connections it has woven, we will not know the full extent of those until it is destroyed and we can study it.
I think our first move is to learn what we can from Veo's dad, which means that we should listen to him, at least to the point where we can help him.
I must simply reiterate the original stance of the Amethyst Academy with regards to the city of Drakkenheim, and state that this is a fallen city, and the restoration of the crown and this castle could never occur here. The extent of this corruption is unfathomable, and even if you destroy these creatures, it could be years of work before we have unraveled the magic that they have wrought here. We have no way of knowing whether anything that you do is safe.
I don't disagree. This isn't about Drakkenheim anymore. This is about Westamar, or even further. This could be about the whole world. I think stopping what's happening in Castle Draken, it's not just for us here. It's for everyone.
It's true, but what if there was a way to capture this creature? What if there was a way to bend it to our own will or study it in some way? We could actually find out where it came from, why it's here. The Silver Order jumps to conclusions. They destroy things without thinking. They do not know where it came from. They don't seek the answers. And as such, they are always fighting battles.
Eldrick, you've read a lot of stories, a lot of scary monsters. But you've told me yourself that you've never been out in the battlefield. You're not a battlefield mage. You don't go into combat. You have no idea the things that we just saw in that castle. What was in that throne room? I can describe it 100 times to you, but you have no idea what it was like to look at that thing. I don't think it's a smart idea to let it keep existing. I think that for the good of this realm, for the good of everyone, we need to do everything we can to destroy what is happening in that castle.
I must agree with you that that creature, whatever it is a cancer and it must be removed. But from my perspective, I do not know if we have enough information to act and to bring George or even to bring the seals of the city all in one place, all together, and potentially, if you go in there, the three of you, with all the seals of the city, and die, where does that leave us?
Then the queen has them.
There's a spell on the underside of these seals that the Queen of Thieves has put into place that if they were to be left somewhere, then they would teleport back. Is there any way that you and River can spend the night reconfiguring these spells so that if the three of us die, these return here?
We would need the original gem that they're bound to do that.
The Queen of Thieves. She needs someone else to have these. It is in her best interest not to hold them for herself. We've already done the legwork to find the people. If the three of us die, well, she can find 3 more.
Very well.
Veo, can I talk to you privately?
Let me tell you all the story of the time I saw a crazy king beholder.
Veo,
Yes.
I trust your dad means well. But as I look upon Queen Lenore, and I think back to the corruption that sought through her from merely being in the presence of the gardens of Drakkenheim, I don't want your judgment clouded by something that could be nefarious running through him.
I've thought of this, Pluto. I thought what could have happened to his mind in there. He could have done so many other things when I saw him if it wasn't him. I think what he's asking is true.
So he's not trying to get us to bring all the seals to him.
I don't see why
For an
he would.
evil purpose.
Unless he's... No.
Okay.
And I was invisible, but I hid on the stairs, and Veo did most of the work. And I didn't really see much because I was cowering. I mean, I was bravely observing and keeping an eye on danger. And that's how we got out of there.
It's all true. What he said.
Thank you, Pluto.
Welcome.
I should have asked my dad more questions while we were there. Well, we the question is, do we need all the seals?
He said we did.
We don't have one of them.
The crown?
No. The ring.
That wasn't a seal, was it?
The rings are issued to the members of the royal family, but they're not part of the small council seals.
Okay.
We have them.
We don't need that. But I thought that's what the Queen of Thieves had. Kept
Yeah,
on
she
to
just stole my nice ring.
It's just you're right.
I mean, it wasn't mine, really. It was Queen Lenore's. I was safekeeping it until such a time that I felt like giving it back, but I lost it before then, so, what do you guys think?
I'm just trying to think out what the play is, because we could all go in without George, kill the monstrosity that is guarding your father, and present him with the seals. We could blow up the throne room thing. I don't know how to describe it.
blow it up.
Like, or kill it. We could study it. That's Ulrich, like Ulrich. Eldrick. These. Everyone wants to study these things. These aren't like bugs you can take home. We really need to kill it.
I'm not studying anything in that castle. That castle needs to.
And we can put George where he belongs. Like, I have to align with my father in some way. Like, why deviate from the plan? We knew what we wanted to do. We knew we had a mission to get in there. We learned what we needed to learn. We can now go do what we were set out to do.
I just wonder why. Why would my father tell me that it's dangerous to have a king if there's not some value to his words?
And that's why I really do have to trust, if you trust him. But I know what I've seen with Queen Lenore, and the way we don't know how connected he is to this throne room abomination. What if this corruption is seeking in and he may not be speaking as himself?
How are we going to know that?
We only know it by maybe just killing that thing.
But if we go in there and kill the thing and have all the seals with us, we can... I mean, what's a statue going to do to us? There's always a way out.
We could, that's why I think we could bring the council.
I just don't want any of them to die because we thought it was a good idea to go back into the castle.
I'm wondering, maybe should we go back in, take care of what's in the basement, and
then
have
bring
more
the council there.
and have more conversations with my father and bring the council.
That's an idea.
It's a way that we're not rushing in, because I see the value in what you said, Pluto. Like, my father's mind has been part of this, but he's been fighting this whole time, and I can't not do everything in my power to try to save him. But I also know that things may not be what they seem.
And so the other option is killing that throne room mumbo jumbo, Mr. Inside Out, and that could also free your father.
I think we need more information about what information my father has about this thing.
We are still on an intel mission, and I think that gaining intel about what we're about to face before we go into that throne room is scary. And I think our best bet is to learn everything we can before we go barging in there trying to blow things up.
There's other parts to Castle Draken. Veo, is there anywhere you would go when the city was bustling to learn about these types of, what did they say? Like 2 lines of evil have passed through. It's like a channel from another world. Like, where would that information be held?
I didn't really study much.
The libraries of the Amethyst Academy?
Yeah.
There are resources that we could consult, and I could confer with others of the Academy to see if we can find out anything about this creature, what weaknesses it might have, what preparations we can put in place, or what protections might be necessary.
I say that we free up the basement while we gain intel, while Eldrick gains intel with the rest of the mages.
If we can get that thing off your dad's back, Veo, I think that would open up a whole world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Jupiter Jones speaks up for a moment. As far as I can see, there are 4 terrible, awful, no good monsters living in that castle. That horrible mass of wriggling eyes and heads down in the basement. That horrible mass of cancerous flesh and tentacles up in the throne room. That horrible gigantic minotaur in the courtyard. And that horrible mechanical monstrosity that is that dragon. Why don't we just assemble our best and destroy them, and then we can plan out the next steps?
He's not wrong. Jupiter, thank you.
Jupiter, who would you want to take on?
Well,
Sorry.
I would take on all 4 of them at the same time. But of course, I would recognize that I'd be putting my allies at significant personal risk in the process of doing that, and I would want to make sure that they were signing up for the threat that they thought commensurate with their skills and abilities.
All right, Jupiter, let me rephrase the question. Which one would Lem want to take on, do you think?
Lem would be destroyed instantly by any of them. He's a feeble man.
How about your bodyguard?
I'm just trying to say, you know what? Do we... No. Eldrick, how much Aqua Expurgio can we make?
We can furnish enough Aqua Expurgo to get anyone in, for a significant group to get in and out. We have the resources now that we can make sure that you're protected in this way.
Guys, I kind of like this idea. Operation...
Kill all the monsters.
Kill all the monsters. The 4. The core
Operation
4.
The core 4.
Ooh.
Operation Anti-Pork Chop.
Yeah. No more running.
No
Tired of running.
more running. I start a chant.
I turned.
No more running.
No.
Simply
run.
put, it's also entirely possible, says Eldrick. Have you tried to control the dragon?
That's a theory that I
There
did bring
was
up.
5 of them coming towards us at the time, so no.
It's possible we could use that as a resource.
Kill the Minotaur.
Is there any way that if we combine, with our powers combined, can we gain a better chance of controlling it?
That's possible. You could also try to control the executioner. There's other resources at our disposal that we could use. The bomb!
We're not bombing something that could hurt my dad.
Oh, no, we just bomb the Minotaur. We do it from the air.
Eldrick, what's if we bomb the courtyard?
What are we looking at? What's your
I would
foreseeable
suggest deploying the weaponry only as a last resort.
It's a big bomb.
It will render the castle very inhospitable, more so than it is already.
Yeah.
But that does remain as a possibility. We could simply destroy the castle. We could use the weapons at our disposal and destroy it utterly and completely.
All right, guys, we're putting that as plan like D.
Okay, I think it's at least a plan C.
Okay, fine, plan C.
For
Eldrick.
no, D for deconstruction.
What about this
Destruction.
idea behind these different demons that have taken over? So we met Orcus's brother. We know
You
Orcus
mentioned his sister too, right?
and a sister, and we know that Orcus is in the city.
So many demons.
What do you know about demons?
Well, the presence of multiple demonic creatures lends credence to Sebastian's earlier theory that the delirium might be a conduit or a beacon or, at the very least, a catalyst that allows creatures from other planes to cross over into our world.
Hey guys, you think Orcus would wanna know that his
It
brother's in
is,
the
of
castle?
course,
Woo!
you must understand that beyond our world are worlds upon worlds. Some of the greatest archmages throughout our organization, Sebastian, have made attempts to catalog and describe and bring order to these worlds. Models like the Great Wheel or the confluence of the spheres, all trying to explain this universe working in a clockwork order. Classifications of meaningless dichotomies like demons and devils, aberrations and more, fiends of all kinds. These are only things that we have used in our studies to try to bring order and understanding to what many feel is a fundamentally chaotic and incomprehensible resonant cascade upon worlds upon worlds upon worlds. Any sort of gateway or passage, well, think of it like this. Our world is like a home. It is our home. And there are walls and windows and doors. And we keep those walls and windows and doors shut for good reason. And if you leave them open, something may fly in. At what point does it matter whether it was a rodent, a bird, or an intruder? The window is open.
There's a window that's like jammed open in the castle.
And we need to shut it.
Maybe that's what your dad's saying. I know he's speaking in broken line. But maybe no king isn't for the safety of George, but he doesn't want a king anymore. There shouldn't be any king. Maybe he's telling us that this all needs to end.
That's definitely what he's saying. Well, that's what I gathered. But how will others believe it if...
Saul speaks up. My son, you know as well as I know that this world needs kings. It needs order. It needs rulers. It needs good government.
Dad, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends. You're going on one of your rants again.
Now, whether or not we have a king sitting on a throne wearing a crown of Drakkenheim, frankly to me, is irrelevant. We have a legitimate heir to this kingdom in George. And as far as I'm concerned, we will defend and protect that claim. This city and its seals, yes, represent the power of the throne. They certainly do. But we have everything we need to prove our claim already.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the claim of whether you rule over the city, that's politics. I'm more concerned with the
Lord
fact that
Commander.
my father is in the castle suffering and is telling us that putting a physical person on that throne with that crown is
Lord
going to
Commander.
be more detriment.
You are telling me that your personal worries about the state of your father, which I grant you, I understand that you swore an oath to the crown. And your oath to my grandson means something.
It does. And I think putting him in danger so you can have political rule over this dying city.
I'm not suggesting that, with respect, Lord Commander. I am merely pointing out that this notion of no kings that your father is speaking of is a silly notion, and I won't buy into it. Perhaps he thinks that there should not be a king on the throne in that castle. Then fine, let's blow it up. We'll build a new castle, a better one, a Caspian castle.
Dad.
I'm fine with that.
I actually
As long as he sees.
am willing to possibly agree with that maybe our best bet is that we go in there on a mission not to reclaim the castle, but to save Veo's dad. and then we just try to get rid of every monstrosity in that castle, whether that means blowing it all up or otherwise. The problem is, the one other thing that we need to consider, that throne was going to give us control over the constructs of the city to deal with the ratlings.
Right.
That's our other problem. So, if we blow up the whole castle and every monstrosity inside, how do we deal with the ratlings?
This is true. We're caught. If we're going to deal with the ratlings, and at that, we have the Silver Order marching on us. It almost... Eldrick laughs. It almost makes me wish we had a thrown in with them.
Yep, well, it's a little late for that. And I mean, Eldrick, they would have burned all of our research and everything to the ground.
It's true.
Maybe we need to figure out while we're going in there to deal with Super Eyes. You need to find out more about closing this window, this doorway, because we don't even know if blowing it up is the same as closing it.
That's true.
They could burst something wide open bigger than...
For that reason, I would be very careful about disrupting any of the delirium in that area. If you cause it to rupture, what is now just a crack could form into a true gateway.
Here's what I'm putting together. We're gonna go and try to save Veo's dad. We need to obtain the throne temporarily to rid the city of the rats.
We need to close that gateway from whatever other worlds are letting these creatures in.
And if we can hold off the creatures long enough to rid the city of the rats, then I say that we just get the hell out of that castle and blow it up.
If we can close the gateway, kill the monster that lives on the throne, save Veo's dad, and control a dragon, I think we're doing pretty good.
Indeed.
So step one is we need to save Veo's dad.
And we can't do that with a floor of lava. So, Eldrick, do you have any, how can we make lava not so lava-y?
Can we fly?
I mean, it's not lava, it's delirium.
Or delirium soup?
Well, we do have potions of flying that we could provide you with.
That could be helpful.
Only problem
But you
is,
say this creature has an ability to strip magic away.
so if it looks at us, we drop.
True. So maybe we greater invisibility potions?
Do you have any,
We have invisibility potions, but not greater ones.
do you have any, like, are you working on anything to turn delirium? Or what about Lucretia Matthias? Do you have any, can you turn delirium solid? Is there any way to, like, change the state of delirium? You did the gold thing.
I don't think she's
She
here.
did that. It was an us.
Lucretia's not here.
Oh, where is she?
She said she'd show up when she's needed.
Okay.
Somehow.
Great.
Magic.
We have another one of those. I will come to you. We need you now. Can you hear us? Hello?
You'll need to find some way to give purchase or way to deal with that creature. I mean, can you surprise it? Destroy it as quickly as you possibly can? Before it turns its magic against you? Turn all your power against it?
I'm hoping that it can't see through my darkness. In which case, we may have a harder time hitting it, but it's easier to aim at a ball of darkness floating around than it is for
Magical
it.
darkness?
Yeah.
We could also, and remember, do the triangle.
If we split up and surround it
It can only aim at one of us at a time.
with its main eye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it does catch me, you guys realize how I'm like,
But if it's point at you, it's eating it from me and Veo.
okay.
And vice versa.
But its eyes can turn around.
Well, yeah, we're all going to be dealing with its turny eyes, but its main eye is the one that is anti-magic.
Can we blind it?
That's a great idea.
That's why I'm going to try to darkness it.
Can you... yeah, let's throw stuff in its eyes. What annoys your eye? Everything, right? So let's just throw stuff at its eye.
Okay.
Like anything. Anything in your pockets. Just
I
throw...
think as well, there was plenty of pillars to hide around. Maybe we have to play that game. Maybe we have to play the Veo game.
I would love a
If you
potion
have
of
a way
flying.
of flying, and this thing can strip magic from you, you'll just need to find some way to protect yourself if the magic fails you. If there are things to climb against, however horrific they sound.
Ew, I don't want to touch it, but I'll touch it for life. If it means not falling in delirium goo.
Myself and River will provide you with whatever resources we can, and we will arrange to get resources brought from the academy here for the morning. But you need to tell me what you need.
I think we should take those potions of flying.
Agreed.
Can we all we have one immovable rod. What are the chances that we can get 2 more? Or even 1 more?
They have one.
We have one that that we will give you.
Because I think that's a great... If it catches us, we click the rod.
Is it
The
magic?
rod's magic, though.
Oh,
It falls in the goo.
I just hope that it worked by that makes sense.
I turn to my rangers and I
Alright.
say, how many climbing kits do we have?
We got lots, boss.
Eldrick, do you have any scrolls of or potions of climbing or anything?
We do, but again, they're magical.
Still magic.
Oh,
Y'all gonna have to use your
And you'll have to mix the 2
muscles.
potions.
I
Pluto?
also have my grapple.
Pluto, I'm tying myself to you.
What of this creature in the throne room?
Oh,
You said there was a
we're not there yet.
seal on the ground.
What if we break it? What if I use magic? Yeah? Yeah?
This creature that unless you can study whatever is in that room, attempting to destroy it without knowing its nature could be a great risk.
This is why I'm hoping Veo's dad can tell us more information. But do you want... Are you asking me to physically get in there and put on the goggles and pull out my research kit and...
I'm simply saying that if it is, simply put, if it is creating an opening to another world, it stands to reason that that opening could go both ways.
Wait, what?
If we go through the opening, we might be able to find its source on the other side and close it?
Perhaps.
Are we going through a portal?
Guys, I think we're going through a portal.
To where?
Guess we'll find out. I need to talk to my family.
I'd like to at
Do you
least
want...
save my father first, if that's possible.
Do you want us to go to the castle and the 3 of us do that? Is that our next mission?
Looking around, the agreement is from the room. Saul speaks up. From what I can conclude, destroying those 2 creatures is of paramount importance to whatever plan we can come forth with. Once they are destroyed, we can confer properly with both the steward and assess what is going on in the throne room. Is that not correct, Eldrick? And to that, Eldrick nods, adding, if we can just destroy these, we'll at least be able to have the right decision in front of us.
Well, Council, we've come a long way. Just a few months ago, you were calling us mercenaries. Now I guess you're putting the fate of this entire kingdom in our hands. I hope we come back. And I hope we're able to remind you guys who we were fighting for all along.
Very well. I will contact the Academy and get the remaining preparations in place. I suggest you all rest and make your plans with each other. Jupiter Jones speaks up. Now, for myself, if you need another sword, another hand, is now the time? Or any of us come with you? We could help you now, or do you want us to come in with you later?
I was going to say if we can Aqua Expurgo the Caspians and the Hooded Lanterns, they might be able to make a push for the front gate against that giant Minotaur. They'd have to deal with a mechanical dragon as well.
I think they're just gonna die.
Yeah, I say we.
Sounds like suicide to me.
Yes.
If anything, I would
unless
bring,
we have a
like-
means of getting everyone into the castle safely, a frontal attack against creatures like that, death.
I say we hold off and we go
Why
in
doesn't?
ourselves.
I mean, Jupiter could come with us.
Like we could bring
A fourth
Jupiter.
man is
Another
not-
clunk clunk.
Listen, Veo. More clunk-clunks going in opposite directions means less focus.
But we need him to be alive when we do this whole
So
thing.
this is what
he's
he's
a
asking.
seal bearer.
I grab Vale and I pull her aside.
And
grab
then
Pluto.
there was a huge explosion.
Jupiter, if he dies, he's just filling a spot. I know.
What?
He's filling a spot for a badge.
Guys,
He's earned his place
No.
for this
Okay,
badge.
wait, what badge does he have?
Pluto, come on.
No. What badge does he have?
Hey.
He is a warrior.
Hey.
He is a fighter above all else.
hey, he's asking
Who's
if we
keeping the council company?
forget about it.
I walk back up to the council and I'm just like, so you should hear
Look,
about all
all
the
I'm
things
saying
that
is-
I've eaten since I've been living in
we need to, he's asking us if now is the time. Do you think we need his help to attack this monstrosity, or do we wait and use him for
Tuna.
the
Do you think we can handle
abomination?
it?
salmon,
I think
knolls.
I don't think it hurts to have a fourth guy.
I mean, can you carry a fourth in
No.
on your eagle?
I can't.
Put
You're
salt
right.
on fish people. Not bad.
I love how each of you have distracted the council with your own little speech. The council's like, these asides are highly irregular, but they're entertaining.
Pluto,
Can we do it? It's
the three of us.
classic Draken Force.
It's
All
always
right.
been.
And you do not want to know what knolls taste like.
It's gonna be until the end. You and me and Veo.
and Veo
For Veo
for Veo
and each other
and us and Veo
and us.
together
Always.
plus Veo.
Plus Veo.
With that, the council meeting concludes.
And nothing beats the food of the academy, I'm going to tell you. A hero's
It's a-
feast.
It's a grim conclusion, and the remainder of them disperse. Some of them check in with you for a moment. But with that, everyone goes their separate ways for the evening.
Oh, can I ask Eldrick and River for some help in preparation? Can they grant me blindness, deafness, and misty step
Yep.
back in my ring?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I want to put stuff back in my ring.
I think I'm gonna put my own spells in my ring.
Yeah, and if you ever want to put spells in my ring, you just let me know and I can have it ready for you.
I'm going to like stock up on 2 5th level spells so that I just have extra
Okay.
5th level spells.
Anything else you'd like to have in your...
I
Plus, I have absorb elements.
think I'll get silence
Okay.
again, just to make sure. Yeah.
Before you all prepare to set out the next morning, is there anyone else you'd like to meet with or check in with?
I'd like to see my family.
Okay.
So we're having a long rest.
Yep.
I go to see the cook and I say, if I don't come back, you feed everyone to the best of your ability. You've done so well so far. Thank you for your service.
It's a standing order to feed everyone excessively.
Back to your post.
Where's my family at?
Your father's helping out at the camp blacksmith that's been set up. He's running it.
I kind of stand in the doorway to the smithing room. Where is it? A hut? A tent?
It's completely outdoors with just a canvas strung over it.
I go to I walk up and he hasn't noticed me, and I go to try to look cool and lean against something, and then I knock a bunch of stuff over and I start picking it back up and I stand up straight.
Hello, son.
Dad,
Things have gotten pretty grim, haven't they, boy?
so you've heard.
We've moved around so many times now. They say it's not safe for us back home in Emberwood. It's not safe in the city with all the rats. I really hope. And you've been out doing such madness.
Dad, I never wanted any of this. I never asked for this, but I was born with these powers, and all I've ever wanted to do was something good. And Dad, I messed up a lot. I messed up real bad. I think a lot of this is my fault. And I've been trying again and again to tell myself that it's not, that I've been doing good work here in Drakkenheim, that I came back to this city because the city needed me. Part of me thinks that maybe everything would have been way calmer here. You could have forgotten about me. You could have had the family that you always wanted, and then I came back into your life, and now here we are. So, if there's one thing I can do, it's go back to that castle one last time and try to end this. And Dad, I don't know if I'm coming back. But whatever it takes, I just want you to know that I tried my best to be somebody that you would be proud of.
You are. I'm disappointed that you didn't get to have a normal life. But I'm proud that you've been able to live a great one. All a parent wants for their child is for them to grow up, grow old, and be happy. And maybe you won't have those things. Maybe I won't see you have those things. But you weren't born for those things. I don't think they would have been enough for you. And instead, you've made your mark on the world in a different way. These people, they speak about you. They speak about the great things, terrible things too, that you've done, but great things. And I'm proud of you. You lived a life that I don't think I could ever understand. But I love you, boy. and
Love
I
you
want
too,
you to
Dad.
come home.
I'll try my best.
He gives you a big hug.
I hug him back. It's a long hug.
Yeah.
Tell the rest of the family.
He turns around and he says, I've never been one for magic, but I heard the tales of that creature. And he gives you an iron spike.
Is this like a stick in the wall? It's funny, I don't use tools like this very often, but I'll...
You'll need this. And he gives you a hammer.
Oh. It'll be just like when I was a
And
kid
this.
and you were... Oh.
And there's a rope.
So many tools. Is this a climbing kit? You know, when I was a little kid and you were trying to teach me how to blacksmith and I just kept setting everything on fire. I remember you told me, damn it, Sebastian, you'll never be good with these tools. And now here we are, you're still giving me tools and hoping that I'll make do with them. So, if I don't come back, I just want you to know that it's enough to know that you're proud of me. And I want you to know that even though we didn't talk much for a long time, you're a really good dad.
Thank you. Thank you, my boy. I'm glad you've come home. And I really hope. I know you have to do what you have to do. But I'm proud to have been your father. And I think that I've made a lot of things in my life. But without a doubt, you're one of the finest things I've made.
Hopefully I'll see you again. And I flip my coat and my scarf billows in the wind as I walk away.
You see me come up and I'm like,
And as you start playing with my scarf, I like grab you and I pull you in and I just start hugging you really tight and like sobbing into, and like, yeah, it's a scene.
and I push you away slowly, like,
And I pull.
As you walk away and return to your tents, a voice calls out in the night. That was a very touching display.
Ow!
I'm sorry, it's not me. Same trick as before, so no funny business, okay?
wait, what?
Who's there?
It's one of the hooded lanterns.
Leave my hooded lanterns alone!
Did you go in the castle?
Yep.
Did you see it? The thing?
Yep.
What happened? Did you see my brother?
What?
Excuse us?
You see what happened to my brother?
Which one was your brother? Was he sitting on the throne?
No.
Was he in the basement?
He's prowling through the castle. Well, he's something else, I'll tell you that.
Is he the Minotaur?
Oh, was he a crab person? Because I'm really sorry.
I think there's a minotaur, not the big one, outside, but there's another in the halls, wearing black armor and carrying a flaming sword.
Oh, okay,
And he's wearing my brother's ring. I think that's him. I think that's Leonard.
That's unfortunate.
That's my sister's husband.
The rightful heir to the throne of Castle Draken.
He gotta die. I say regrettably.
Joe.
He's a minotaur. I kill minotaurs.
It could be turned into a minotaur. It could probably be turned back.
Oh, are we just gonna play that game suddenly now?
No, we're
So
not.
you've been in there.
We're gonna try to turn.
You were in the castle.
Yeah.
We didn't see him.
Did you know about my father?
I didn't go down into the vaults. I was listening in on your little chat.
I thought we were Oh, you just walked in. I get it. You just strolled in
All
and
the
listened.
warning means nothing if she's standing beside us.
I think during my story I made eye contact with. Oh my god. Plural.
Well, did you know he was in the
Gods.
castle, though?
Sorry, say that again?
Did you know he was in the castle?
Leonard?
No, my father.
I had a feeling. I felt a presence when I was around.
You know, you probably could have just like told me that he was there, and I would have tried to. Hey, lost your advantage.
She just admitted. Did we know this? That she was.
But we know she went into the castle
Yeah,
and that she left because it was too tough for her.
yeah.
Sebastian, I want to make a deal.
I'm listening.
The first thing that I want is I want Mouse back. And we have one shot. You know what Eldrick was talking about with that rift.
Yep. I'm going through.
We can tune it. We can go to where Mouse is and get her.
What about destroying the thing on the throne?
We'll have to. But in order to but we can control that rift. But the only way to do it, we'll need the power. I'll need to sit on the throne. If you want to do that, I'll sit on the throne. You go through the rift, get Mouse, and we're even.
I'll get Mouse back. But once I'm back, you and Mouse leave and give up the throne to George. If that's what you want most in the world, is your sister back, I will go and I will get her. And I know you won't close that rift on me because you want her back as bad as I do. But in doing so, you have no claim to Drakkenheim. You may rejoin the Amethyst Academy as my apprentice if you'd like. That was one was worth a shot. I thought I'd try.
You know, all that talk, all that magic, it's all through. Maybe it's true what Eldrick's saying. Maybe no one can ever sit on that throne. But that doesn't mean that no one will rule.
Kat, we have a ruler chosen. I'm telling you that I will get your sister back, but we go through with our plan for the ruler of Drakkenheim.
All right.
All right? And then we're even.
Sure.
Sebastian, I know you want to get Mouse back, but this is getting too clouded with personal stakes. We need to stop this doorway, not try to control it.
He's only saying that to you because his personal stake isn't at risk.
You would be willing to give it all up
I'm not giving it all up.
on a chance to save someone that you lost?
As much as he cares for the two of you, if putting his nephew on the throne means that he has to kill your father and give up Mouse, he'll do it.
I don't think so.
Well, you've been disappointed in people before. What's one more disappointment?
Pluto will always do the right thing.
Yeah? You're hearing that? She's not willing to... Her father has been sacrificing so much, but she's not willing to sacrifice him if it means restoring the throne.
Can we huddle? She's getting in her heads.
Pluto, I sentenced an innocent girl not to death, but to an eternity of torment and pain and
You
suffering.
You did. And how can you not make amends for that?
Kat, I'm talking to Pluto.
All right.
Cal, let me tell you about all the things I've eaten in Drakkenheim since I've been here for 15 years.
All I'm saying is that it looks like the three of you all have a little bit of a personal stake in this.
Of course we do.
And as far as the way I see it, I don't think all three of you can get what you want out of this. So, I'll let you sit on that one.
Does she leave after that?
Bear, tackle her.
No, there's no point. There's no point.
I can't tackle one of my people.
Guys, let's go to our tent. We need to talk.
With that,
Yeah.
even the Hood Lantern was like, Lord Commander, oh, what am I doing here? I thought I was supposed to be on patrol.
Food coma. You go about your business. It's good.
He wakes up from a food coma.
It's all
It
good.
actually happens so often that your people are pretty used to it.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
fine.
guys.
It's fine. It's fine. You go off and find your post and bring me a snack.
Can we go into the tent? Have a little 15-minute chat?
Yes. Oh, yes. I have a question.
Are we in the tent now?
Are we walk into the tent as we're
I
walking
zip
through?
it. Is it a zipper or is it like a
I don't think
tie?
zippers exist.
It's a tie.
We tie it closed.
We tie it closed.
We have a lot of money right now.
This is how we're starting.
Can we just leave this place? The three of us, we abandon everything. We can just go start a new life.
I just keep forgetting to give it to the lieutenant.
Guys. Guys, we have some serious choices to make here.
Save my father.
Save Mouse.
Close
Put
a
George
portal.
on the throne.
Okay, wait, why
Save
is
my
saving
father.
your father more important than me saving Mouse?
Who's been holding up this whole city from destruction that we semi have caused to come back?
Technically,
Good
my
city.
plan was first, so I get dibs on George going on the throne.
Yo,
You
George
guys-
is fine going on the
Dibs?
throne.
You guys don't even recognize dibs?
Pluto.
Yeah.
Pluto Jackson.
Hello.
I need you to look me in the eyes right now. Okay? This isn't a decision that I can make lightly, and you have to understand that.
I do. It's just that this is like a hope and a folly. She's tricked you your whole life. Why would you just suddenly believe that she can bring Mouse back through
Because-
a doorway, through a castle that has been infected by delirium for the past 15 years?
Because Pluto, she cares about Mouse as much as I do.
But she doesn't care about Mouse more than she cares about taking the throne from you and you literally giving it to her.
Yeah.
A throne that we aren't even going to be using. A throne that we are going to be blowing up or something.
Physical throne.
It's a physical
She
throne.
is just
It's
going
not-
to take the throne. You're going to walk through a doorway into what knows.
With you two.
That's I did not say that I was going on a random errand mission to find this
when
girl
we
that
were
you
talking to the council and we had our little aside and we put our hands on each other's shoulders and we said each other for each other until the end, always for each other. Remember that? Do you remember?
I don't remember that. I was
Well,
talking about food.
are you with me? You're gonna just lead me blindly into like the darkness of an unknown portal that the Queen of Thieves has to open because only she knows where Mouse is?
Yeah.
You're so blinded by this need to rewrite the past is the past. You have become so much more than this one stain on your record.
But every day I have to live with the fact that she is still down there somewhere, just, I don't know, being ripped apart by demons.
You've killed so many more people. You've killed a whole courtyard full of paladins, and you sleep totally fine with that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to try to atone for your mistakes. But what I'm saying is letting this lady that's been toying with us since day one, and you're just gonna walk through a portal and you're gonna drag us with you. You're gonna have 4 lost souls instead of 1.
Yeah. Remember, I wouldn't even give my soul up to Orcus. I'm not giving it up for free to find Mouse.
And look, it's okay that we have this discussion. Just understand that I'm not coming from a place of dismissing that need to save Mouse. If there's a chance that we can save Mouse, I'm for it. But giving her the throne is just not on the cards.
And I think that comes without the idea that it's just about George. I think overall, regardless of George, giving her the throne is not a smart thing just to get one person back.
I have an idea.
I'm listening.
Mary.
If we can find the location of Mouse through other means, then once this is all done, I mean, we have to close that portal, but... Or do you...
I want to try to save Mouse. If this is your personal stake, then I will do everything I can, but you also have to understand that I'm not just willing to sacrifice everything to put George on this throne. I'm going to have to make a choice too, where it's going to mean, like, my father expects now this kingdom of Drakkenheim, and I don't think I can deliver because I saw that thing through your words. And it sounds scary. It sounds so scary. And demons keep talking to me. If there's anything that my father taught me is that demons need to die. And I think he's clouded in this idea that we just need to, that George is going to go sit on the throne, everything's going to be fine.
I also think that with Mouse, I mean, you were a schoolboy and you opened up a portal to hell. Why do you need this particular portal to open up to hell and get her back? There's lots of ways to get to hell. This is
If
just...
you want to go on a honeymoon to hell, I'd be willing to go with you.
Aww.
Okay.
We clear all this up,
One last hurrah.
and then we when it's all said and done, we go to hell and we get Mouse back.
Isn't it just easier to make like a deal with a demon or something?
We'll weigh out our options afterwards.
I
Okay.
mean, clear and
Lots of
present is
options.
saving Veo's father.
Yeah, he's been working real hard this whole time. Lots of overtime that he needs to get repaid for.
I have something I really want to say to you guys. Veo,
Yes.
I trust you. And I've always trusted you more than anybody else
trust
in this
you too.
entire world. You've been my best friend since I was a little kid. You've been one of my only friends. And sometimes I kind of shove you aside like you're a little sister, but I would follow you anywhere. And I want you to know that. And I love you.
Thanks, Sebastian. You're like my little... Wait, are you older than me?
I'm older than you.
You're like my little brother.
Thanks, Veo.
You are my family. And I know that I have my eyes and mind directed towards saving my father, but I know that we will protect each other when we're in there. We'll make sure we get out of this alive.
I know. Pluto? When I met you, you were knee-deep in rats, and most of your team had just died. And I know you don't talk about that a lot.
I don't talk about that a lot.
I'm sure some of them were your friends.
They were all my friends.
I grew up not really having many friends, and before I met you, I just kind of had Veo, and I mean, you met my other friends, Kat and River, and I mean, yeah.
You're really mean friends.
Yeah, I make interesting choices, but the thing is, you kind of picked me. Like you just started saying yes to my crazy missions, and yeah, let's go on these wild river missions that she's sending us on. And time again, you fell into pits of rats. You got stomped by monsters. You got beaten up, and you still always stayed by my side. And I just got to tell you that nobody's ever believed in me the way that you do. And so again, it's us. It's the three of us. So you guys are the most important people in the world to me. And I made a lot of mistakes, but if we don't think that getting Mouse back is something that we can do right now, and you guys are saying that we can do this, that we can focus on this after we close this gate, then yeah, honeymoon to hell.
Yes.
And that is where we're going to end for tonight. As our heroes put down one last time and prepare for their next foray into the dungeons of Drakkenheim. Thank you, as always, to our amazing cast, Jill, Kelly, and Joe for playing, and to the incredible Kyle for running everything behind the scenes of our streams.
My line. Thanks, Kyle.
And my favorite, Tabletop Audio, for always providing our ambient music. It really changes the feel for you watching and listening at home. And I encourage you to incorporate it into your own games. Check it out. It's all free. tabletopaudio.com.
Of course, don't forget to take a look at the links below to find all of your favorite t-shirts, Dungeon Dude t-shirts at our Teespring store, or you can take a look at the link bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch for things like Troll Killer, yes, and of course the Dungeon Dudes logo.
We have a oh wait, it's Monty's line. I'm tripping all over myself.
If you are enjoying our stream and enjoy our work on YouTube, please consider checking us out on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links at patreon.com/dungeondudes. And a huge thank you, as always, to our current and existing patrons and our subscribers. Your work makes this stream, your contributions make this stream possible. So a big thank you, as always, to our supporters for Patreon and our subscribers there on Twitch.
We also have a phenomenal Discord community exclusive for our patrons. So if you are joining our Patreon, please join us on Discord, where you can chat with us about all things D&D, all the behind-the-scenes stuff on Drakkenheim. There's a spoiler chat, a general chat.
Memes.
Give us more
so
memes.
So many memes.
Such good
we
memes.
They're great.
live and breathe
Memes
for
like
the memes.
hot fire.
Like, after each session, we gather around and we just look at the memes that are being posted. And it cheers us up after the horrifying things that we encounter in the game session. So check us out on Discord, and we'll see you there.
Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on YouTube, where we cover everything Dungeons and Dragons, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. We have a very cool video this week, continuing our look at all the fantastic peoples that inhabit the worlds of Dungeons and Dragons. And we cracked open the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica and are looking at centaurs and playing centaur characters in in D&D, especially because we got some very cool miniatures from Hero Forge to show off on that episode. So check that out. That's dropping on Thursday.
And be sure to join us live next Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube.
Finally, next week, we will be at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. We will be there from on all 3 days of PAX. We will be playing some D&D Adventures League games, checking out the show floor, watching other games being played, doing all sorts of cool stuff. We're really excited about the road trip. We're going to be making the drive down. We're going to be there for all the days of PAX. So if you are going to PAX, we would love to see you as well. We will be posting on our Twitter and Instagram at dungeon_dudes with all the cool stuff that we're checking out during the convention. And if you see us, please come up to us and say hi. We would love to hang out and just see what you've seen. Tell us like the cool stuff that we haven't experienced yet, and take it from there. We're not doing a panel or anything ourselves. We're just kind of going to attend and going to take lots of photos and share our experiences. So if you are going to PAX, follow us on those channels and find out where you can run into us.
Yeah, meeting you guys is our favorite part of going to conventions. So if you are there, just please come up and say hey. We're all very excited to meet some of the people that we've been talking to on Discord or on the internet, various channels. Or if you're just a fan and you want to come by and wave and tell us your favorite D&D stuff, do it.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time in the Dungeons of Drakkenheim.